Civilians on both sides are caught in the crossfire as the death toll from the Israel-Hamas war passes 1,000.
Why Wayne Brown's warning Aucklanders their water bills could double under national.
A shock loss for Fiji, but it wasn't enough for Australia to avoid an early exit from the Rugby World Cup.
Plus, the Australian rower rescued by a cruise ship explains why he was naked when they picked him up.
Tēnā tātou katoa, good evening. Israel says it will do anything to free the 100 or so hostages taken in an attack by Palestinian Hamas fighters. And by anything, it means going even further than the promise it's already made to deliver a mighty vengeance. The combined number of Palestinian and Israeli dead has already passed 1,000. Among the horrors, the taking of hostages from a music festival where at least 260 Israelis were massacred. Europe correspondent Lisa Raymer reports.
Is stretchy. In New York, Mitch McCann, Newshub.
The Prime Minister has told Nanaia Mahuta to prepare the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to contribute to any international humanitarian response needed in the conflict.
He's also spoken to his Australian counterpart, Anthony Albanese, who he says is on the same page. It comes as families on both sides of the conflict have been waiting for news of their loved ones. Adam Hollingworth reports.
Israeli-born Gilad Wagner lives with his young family in Christchurch, but his parents' hub.
A shock by-election has been triggered by the death of ACT's Port Waikato candidate, Neil Christensen.
That's over and above the prospect of a second general election raised by the National Party in case they can't strike a deal with New Zealand First and ACT. Political editor Jenna Lynch explains.
Making a late break for them is becoming increasingly difficult for everyone.
Appreciate it, appreciate it very much.
I'm not voting for you. You're heading out to vote, are you?
We're heading on a cruise, actually. A summer holiday much more desirable than a second spin of the polls.
Well, kia ora, Jenna. So voters in Port Waikato are heading back to the polls either way.
Yeah, an unprecedented quirk of democracy here. The ACT Party candidate Neil Christensen has died, and so the Electoral Commission has ruled that no matter the outcome of the vote in that seat, there will need to be a by-election to elect a local MP. Can command a majority. So second election, not totally off the table.
Oh my gosh, it's all go. Jenna, thanks so much. Well, Auckland's mayor is ramping up his pressure on National to come up with a different replacement to Three Waters.
He's warning water bills could double in the next 3 years if they don't. But Christopher Luxon doesn't accept their plan will increase costs for households. Political reporter Amelia Wade has more.
Water reform.
And here's a reminder of what they are. The latest iteration creates 10 new entities with boards. Those will be appointed by groups which have a 50-50 split of council representatives and Māori. Those boards will run all the freshwater, wastewater and stormwater around the country. The entities, because they're separate from councils, would be able to borrow more cheaply to fix the failing infrastructure.
Basically through getting economies of scale and making sure that we're actually delivering.
Amelia Wade, Newshub.
Fiji suffered a shock 24-23 loss to Portugal at the Rugby World Cup today, but they'll still make it through to the quarterfinals to ensure the Pacific Islands are represented. That means it's official. For the first time, Australia won't make the knockout stage. Andrew Gordy's in front. Kia ora, Andrew, and unconvincing from Fiji today. Andrew Gordy there live from Paris.
Well, it is time now for a look at today's weather and lots of sunshine for kids coming back from the school holidays, Heather.
Yeah, but it was also very windy, especially for Stewart Island. Southwest Cape received a gust of 115 k's ahead of the front, responsible for the rain out west. Temperatures weren't crazy high either, thanks to the southwest flow, and that will keep things cool tomorrow and also provide some snow. I'll have details after sport.
We'll see you then. Thanks so much. The Taliban says an earthquake in Afghanistan yesterday has killed at least 2,400 people. But there have been some miraculous rescues, including one of a toddler dug out of the rubble.
And a new report says the Inter-Islanders' reliability is improving, but still falling short of its own targets.
The Taliban says more than 2,400 people have died in an earthquake that hit Afghanistan's northwest. A government spokesperson has
been referred to youth aid. Well, Michael's in later with sport, and the Rugby World Cup quarterfinalists have been found.
Yeah, that's right, Mike. Argentina and a very relieved Fiji have locked in the last two places in the knockout stages. We'll head to Paris to kick off quarterfinal week and hear how the All Blacks are looking to muscle up against Ireland. And a fitting farewell and a courageous comeback for the Kiwis who conquered Mount Panorama.
The Inter-Islander ferries have had a bad run the past couple of years, but a new report says they may have turned the corner and are becoming more resilient.
And nearly 10,000 strokes are experienced in New Zealand each year, but a new game could help players recover more quickly.
Armed Hamas militants crossed the border between the Gaza Strip and Israel and raided communities. Hila Sebton lives 700 metres away.
The vicious, monstrous attack on innocent civilians. Yeah, it's been really tough.
Hoki mai anō, welcome back. The Inter-Islanders' latest performance review shows its on-time performance and reliability are improving, but it's still falling short of its targets.
It comes after what's been described as a horror year for the Cook Strait operator. William Tiriti reports.
In the past year,
Amanda Gillies, Newshub.
Whaiaki coming up, the Australian rower rescued by a New Zealand-bound cruise ship is back on dry land with the answer to the question everyone's been asking. Why was he naked?
We're live to Paris where the Rugby World Cup quarterfinal mind games have begun as the All Blacks eye the Irish. Plus a farewell and a comeback, the emotional win for the Kiwi double act at Bathurst. And smashing the old adage that it's a marathon, not a sprint. A rookie obliterates the marathon world record.
It's a fresh day, it's a nice day.
Perfectly practical, practically perfect. Suzuki Ignis and Newshub Sport.
Fiji has completed the Rugby World Cup quarterfinal lineup, securing a losing bonus point from a shock 24-23 defeat to Portugal in the final game of the pool stage. It means Australia's out of the tournament. The quest for the famed Webb Ellis Cup sees 4 Southern Hemisphere nations, each facing a northern opponent as the knockout stages begin this weekend. Pool C winners Wales will meet Pool D runners-up Argentina on Sunday. Los Pumas booked their quarterfinal berth overnight, outlasting Japan 39-27. Then there's the big one from a New Zealand perspective, with top-ranked Ireland, winners of Pool B, to square off against the All Blacks, runners-up in Pool A. The winner of that will face either Wales or the Pumas in the semis. Then, the pride of the Pacific, Fiji, will play just their third ever World Cup quarter-final when they meet England in Marseille on Monday morning. And the last of the knockout games, arguably the biggest of them all, the host nation France against the defending champion Springboks, with the winner to play either England or Fiji for a spot in the Rugby World Cup final on October the 29th. All right, we're going to cross live now to Paris where Andrew Gordy is. And Andrew, the All Blacks Ireland quarterfinal is the one we've been waiting for, isn't it?
Hi Michael, yeah, fair to say ever since the pools were set more than 3 years ago there's been a flight home. All right, and Ollie's with us now. Ollie, bonjour to you, mate. First of all, let's talk about Tyrell.
Andrew Gordy and Ollie Ritchie live from Paris. The Bathurst 1000 may have been a fitting farewell for one supercars driver, but it was a welcome back for another. Shane van Gisbergen and Richie Stanaway created history by becoming the first Kiwi pairing to win the race in 24 years. And as Australia correspondent Emma Cropper found out, inspiration came from a Kiwi motorsport legend.
After the
months ago. So what I take from that is there's hope for us all yet.
I don't think there's any hope for me.
There's no hope for me, but that's fantastic. What an amazing time.
Wow, that just makes me feel tired thinking about it. Thank you so much, Michael. Well, a young rower gunning to become the youngest person to row across the Pacific Ocean is now just happy he's still alive after he was rescued naked from the hull of his upturned boat.
As Yanaka Terrellin reports, a cruise ship went 200 kilometres out of its way to pick him up near Vanuatu after a rogue wave tipped his boat on Thursday night.
Tom Robinson was happy to be Terrellin Newshub.
Our top story tonight. Civilians on both sides have been caught in the crossfire as the death toll from the Israel-Hamas war passes 1,000. Israel says it'll do anything to free the 100 or so hostages taken in an attack by Palestinian Hamas fighters.
Coming up next, we have Newshub weather, and it's a return to winter, Heather.
Just a little blast of frost and snow thanks to a cold southwesterly change behind these fronts. There is an orange road snowfall warning in place for Lewis and Porters Pass, and strong wind watches are in force too for parts of both the North and South Island. More next. Then on the project, you're leaning into election week.
Yeah, the big day is Saturday and Chris Hipkins is here to have a go in our hot seat.
I believe I was promised a Coke Zero. Oh, sorry mate, take this one. Only lipped it. The project is next.
Tomorrow's weather brought to you by nature. Turn it to power by Meridian.
No mai anō, welcome back. A cold start to the term, a term most start in a summer uniform. The good news is that this cold blast is short-lived. We currently have a couple of fronts moving up the South Island, reaching the North Island tomorrow and weakening as they head north. Now, behind those fronts, a cool southwest flow. There will also be another front which will just clip the deep south overnight on Wednesday. But first tonight, and scattered rain clears the southeast of the South Island, but there could be some heavy falls for the west. Now, tomorrow it's looking fine out east with some frost. The showers do clear, becoming isolated for the deep south, but not till tomorrow night. Now, if you look closely, you'll see snow. It is expected to fall above 900 metres. Ki te ika a Maui to the North Island, partly cloudy with showers for the north and west tonight. The westerly wind will be brisk. Tomorrow, those showers continue in the north and west, spreading into the south in the afternoon and then east in the evening. So up top, the day will be partly cloudy with the odd shower everywhere. The southwesterly is fresh and will be strong for Auckland in the afternoon, but easing tomorrow night. The cloud clears in the morning, leaving a mostly fine day. Tokoroa, you may be unlucky with a few showers. Everyone will have a fresh west to southwest wind, which eases in the evening. The morning starts fine here, but showers develop in the afternoon or evening. Westerlies turn southerly in the south, turning for Hawke's Bay and Gisborne by night time. And a mix of fine spells with cloudy periods and the chance of showers for the rest of the north. It's also windy with winds eventually coming from the south, strong too for Wellington. Over the strait, showers south of Nelson, but they clear late morning or around lunchtime. You can expect a fresh west or southwest wind, especially in the afternoon for Hokitika and Greymouth. Over the divide, not bad, mostly fine, but cloud does increase in the afternoon with the odd shower creeping in too. South to southeast winds develop, easing in the evening. Now, Alexandra, you may get a frost. Cloudy periods with a few showers for Southland and Otago and with strong southwesterly winds. They'll ease late afternoon or early evening. All right, Ōtepoti, Dunedin, cloudy periods with a few showers for your Tuesday. The southwester is strong, gale force in exposed places, but the showers and wind ease tomorrow night. Ōtautahi, Christchurch are in for a fine morning with a south to southeast wind developing. Cloud increases in the afternoon with isolated showers. Te Whanganui Aotearoa Wellington, cloudy periods with showers developing in the afternoon. The northerly will turn southerly at around midday and it will be strong. It's looking fine around Te Mātua Maui Hawke's Bay, but isolated showers arrive in the afternoon, then become widespread and heavy tomorrow night. Gale westerlies south of Hastings. Tauranga, you're in for a fine day, just a few morning clouds, but they clear. It's windy though, with a southwesterly, which will ease, but not till the evening. Kirikiriroa, Hamilton, you'll have a mix of clear skies and clouds tomorrow. The southwesterly is a little fresh, but it will die out tomorrow night. And Tāmaki Makaurau, Auckland, you'll have a partly cloudy day with a few showers. That southwesterly wind becomes strong in the afternoon, but will ease tomorrow night. All right, over the Tasman, let's head to Oz. A few showers for Sydney and Darwin, but plenty of sunshine for the other major centres. And a real mix of cloud and sunshine for the Pacific. There will be a few showers to hit parts of Samoa. Back home, and again, apart from some scattered rain on Wednesday for the north, it's a fairly decent run up to the weekend. Scattered rain in the east too on Wednesday, but it clears with Thursday looking beautiful for everyone. Rain clears the south on Wednesday, but returns on Friday with scattered showers. A cool day midweek for the capital too. Showers continue for the west of the South Island for the rest of the week, with the north and east in for a lovely few days. Temperatures definitely bumping back up by Friday for all, with a couple of windy days ahead for Invercargill. And finally tonight, big thanks to Kathy sending through a great shot of lenticular clouds forming today near Lake Dunstan.
Absolutely beautiful, glorious part of the country as well. Thanks so much, Heather. And that is Newshub Live at 6 for today.
Alice Wilkins and the Newshub late team are here on 3 at 9:30. I'm Mike McRoberts.
And I'm Samantha Hayes. And now over on the project, Jesse, the kids want longer weekends, don't we all?
Yeah, we all do. And in fact, plenty of adults have moved to a 4-day week. And they're saying, well, how about us too?